Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
Welcome to WBEZ Chicago. We're spitting down the ones and twos. We got Jason Derulo coming up.
Can you imagine? What would you even ask if Jason Derulo was on this podcast?
What a wild question to start this off with. I have to really go into the filing cabinet of my brain to even conjure something of an answer.
Well, one, I would talk to him a lot about cats, even though it is not relevant to this podcast, but somehow it does feel relevant to this space.
I feel like, we don't have a lot of evidence of this, but I feel like Jason Derulo did play a part in the Butthole Cut.
Oh, he absolutely did.
He knows something.
Jason Derulo knows a lot about this universe, and I stand by that truth.
Here's the thing. I still have not seen Cats 2019, the motion picture.
Cody?
Do I have to?
I saw it twice in theaters.
Oh, no. Oh, man, yes. I miss movie theaters simply because I missed out on my opportunity to see Cats on the big screen.
True, first of all. The amount of people that I've seen getting horny on Maine for movie theaters the past week has been, one, disgusting, but also relatable.
Right, yes.
So that's a lot. Second, and I'm not done with Jason Derulo.
We'll circle back. We'll get back.
I feel like Jason Derulo, and I don't know why, because I have no evidence to back this up, but I do feel like Jason Derulo has a lot of opinions about the Twilight Saga.
Ooh, yeah.
Because
probably.
Jason Derulo, he's having his, second wave, his, second moment right now.
Sure.
But when I think about, Jason Derulo, I do think about, middle high school, that time period. And that is when Twilight was at its peak.
It's true.
And
there's a Venn diagram there for sure.
I agree. And so, and you have to think that, the age, his demographic of teenage girls would have been also consuming Stephenie Meyer's content. So, hi, welcome to my PowerPoint presentation of Jason Derulo would have a lot to say about the Twilight Saga.
Also known as Into the Twilight. Hello.
Hi, welcome to the space. I'm fucking losing it.
We started with a baseline of losing our minds to some extent, but really as the years have progressed, we have lost more and more of our sanity.
No, I completely agree.
And I think it is far noticeable recently.
I feel like if someone really wanted to, track that growth, it would be the amount of time since post-secondary school has stopped and my lack of sanity. There is a correlation there. And I think more accurately what that would be is, my lack of sanity / increase of mental illness and the amount of money that I'm having to pay towards my student loans.
Just to, be alive,
Yeah. The minimum payment that I have to pay towards my student loans is, some people's rent.
Yeah, for sure.
And that doesn't put me in, a great, comedic space sometimes.
Yeah.
But, nevertheless, I'm here. So,
Emerging from the ashes. Like a phoenix.
It's just the way that I approach my student loan payment every fucking month is just the way that, Blathers is when he gets a bug. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm so glad you brought up Blathers.
Is he your favorite?
Yes. Listen, okay, we're gonna talk about Animal Crossing for like a long time. I feel like, so let's just set that bar right now. So, I am now on island time. I'm happy to be here.
Welcome to the space, Cody. I'm so glad that you're here.
Thank you. It's been a long time coming, and I'm so grateful for the serotonin. But I saw a piece like over the last week that was like shitting on Blathers, like, and saying like it was the one bad thing about a perfect game, and I was like, this literally is slander.
I'd steal his lunch money.
Yeah, it's like, what kind of fucking dweeb? No, hey, Blathers is cool. I mean, he's not cool, but he's great. Like, I love his vibes.
Yeah.
I appreciate his facts and his knowledge and how much he cares about things. And sometimes you just need someone to be very excited about something to also be excited about living your life.
Listen, Blathers is the Minkus of the island, okay?
Okay.
Like, I'll take his lunch. I won't let him get hurt by anyone, but I'll take his fucking lunch money.
Right.
And that's how I feel about Blathers.
Yeah.
He just needs to dial it back. Not even, he's like, if he just dialed it back to a 10, I'd be fine. Like, he's not even on a 10 scale right now.
It's all he has. He has no other life outside of just loving fossils and not bugs and fish and like all those fun things. And he's like, this is the one thing. And I'm fucking gonna go hard on this. And I respect that. I respect a dedicated man.
Listen, I get it. I understand a hyperfixation as much as anyone else. Like, I get it. Yeah. He's a Minkus. And I love him for it.
Yeah.
So, just a brief other interlude on Animal Crossing, and then I think we are convinced that we will do a bonus Jonas on this, and then we'll get on to our like usual content. I swan to John. Sure. Hi. This is breaking news, folks, that after 3.5, almost 4 years of this podcast, Cody and I met for the first time.
It's about
and
time.
I know that I vowed that this would never happen.
Yeah.
But we met on my island. Right? Am I making that up?
Yeah, it was your island. Can you
Jesus
say your
Christ.
island name, please?
I can.
The audience?
Yes. My island is called the Volvo. Not the vulva. I know that I just like fell asleep while saying that word.
It's like a sedative. And goodbye.
Yeah. Yes, it is named after Edward's car. That was very intentional. And I was wearing my baseball gear. Most of that was equipped by Chris Hubbard. So thank you, Cross.
Patron saint of this podcast.
Yes, truly. And all the Cody and I did really was just fuck each other up with our nets. So
listen, okay. No, we had a fun time.
That's true.
We had a cute little museum day.
It's true. We did go through the museum.
We saw we got lost a lot for a very long time. We were really lost. But then we did spend a lot of time just hitting each other in the head with our nets.
It's true.
And I swear to God, it was the most joy I felt in weeks, a minute.
Months,
weeks.
I don't know.
Time is an illusion. But yeah, it was very great. And I loved it. And we had a great time. Yeah.
Yeah. It was necessary. We got a lot of work done. We talked a lot about data points and analysis. And
did a lot of meeting stuff.
Talked a lot about growth and like Q2 stuff, for sure.
What's going on? What's the budget like? How we doing? What's going on? What do the numbers look like?
Whatever the fuck buzzwords and shit are.
Yeah,
but it was great. And that is definitely my happy thing for this week is Animal Crossing, and it will be for the end of time. So
yeah, that's all there is now. But if y'all want some fucking merch, if you're on the island, if you're on island time, and if you're playing, and you want a cute little canvas or a little shirt, perhaps with our fucking smug ass faces on them. You can.
I can't believe that you did this. It's like
Thank
wizardry
you.
to me.
Here's the thing. One of the most like joyful things about this is like the designing part of it. Like I have no like actual technical ability of how to do it. Like some people are actually like painting with pixels. I can't even, my mind doesn't make sense with that.
No, I
But
don't
there
get
are
it at all.
generators on the internet where you can just upload photos and they'll kind of do it and then you can fix it or whatever and then make QR codes. And so I did that with every movie poster I could think of and a couple
good.
album covers and some of our merch. The podcast little logo that we got going on, our main photo, and then the little Get Bit red design, which works as a cute little t-shirt or like a flag. If you want to Into the Twilight flag, that would be sick. That would be sick.
I love who is it? One of our listeners has originally had a Isle Esme flag, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
And then put fucking our design like on their grass or something too, which I loved. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah,
so.
just make your roads out of our faces.
I would stop. No, I can't.
Go wild. Just put them everywhere.
It's too close to Gemini season for you to do that to me. Like, my ego would literally burst. So, but no, I think that that's adorable. And the QR code generator thing is an actual lifesaver to me because the painting by pixels, like, I don't have the patience for that. Like, my hands shake too much for that shit. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't, nah.
Yeah. But those
I think
QR codes are on our Twitter, so if you want to pop off, you can.
Okay, so first and most important thing is, as of last week, we are famous in Brazil.
Come to Brazil!
So,
Come to Brazil!
Brazilians, we hear you.
Come to Brazil!
Isle Esme, we hear your siren song. We hear your beckoning.
We're getting your smoke signals. We see it.
Yes, and the answer is yes, we will be there as soon as either of us are physically able to leave our counties.
Yes. But thanks for listening to us in Brazil.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Got us on the fucking comedy charts.
That's
Thank
so much
you.
wild.
That's fun.
I thought it was a joke at first, and then I was like, oh no.
Just like a scam email.
I mean, that's always just been like the joke, right?
It's
And
true.
We have a very brief Jamie Dornan corner.
Oh, thank God. It's been a minute
So, it
since
has.
our boy has entered the space.
It's been quite a while. So in the news this week was Jamie Dornan, and he got in the news because after 4 years of being silent on his Instagram,
Oh my God.
he posted and drew attention of over so 1.5 million followers that he had. He'd
Great,
been silent, and when I say silent, I mean that he had 0 posts as of this week. It had been 4 years, which to me tells me that he may have had photos 4 years ago and then maybe perhaps deleted them.
Yeah, interesting.
So what we are looking at right now is
Poetry.
It looks to me like a notes app screenshot
Yeah.
or something. Could you read this poetry from Jamie Dornan, please?
Oh my God. This is so much worse knowing that this came after a literal 4-year interlude
Yes.
of silence. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here we go. When this is all over, I'll appreciate these things more. That's in all caps, by the way. People who work in the health sector. In fact, all people. Hugging my friends. Playing golf. Sun. Watching golf. Wind. Watching rugby. Rain. Watching football. Snow. A good wine list. The ocean. Travel. Work. Guinness on draft. Restaurants. Pubs. shops, the cinema, live music, life.
Oh,
Holy shit.
wow. So,
Like, the fact that he's like, here's a thing, and then just like a piece of nature. Like,
Yes.
intersecting, it's like playing golf, sun. Not the sun, sun. Like, watching golf, wind. What? What is happening? How is his brain operating?
it's so powerful to me.
Oh my god.
Now, I'm going to throw a little bit of a wrench in this.
Oh no.
So it had been 4 years of absolute silence.
Uh-huh.
But it had been 4 years of absolute silence until this week.
Okay.
There had been one prior photo that Jamie Dornan posted. And it was posted before this came out. A day
Okay.
before this came out.
Okay.
So can you please look at Jamie Dornan Instagram at this point?
I will. What the fuck? So listeners at home, if you want to like play along at home and pull up Mr. Jamie Dornan's Instagram account, but if you don't want to, that's fine. He is cosplaying as the Blue Man Group.
Or Mr. Manhattan, I honestly can't tell.
But, you know, there's a lot of gray area, who knows. But he looks like a mannequin that has just had blue paint poured over him.
Yep.
In what looks like a trailer, or maybe
Yeah.
he just has a very extravagant bathroom. But, like,
Honestly,
this looks like
maybe.
a set.
It does look like a set.
Whatever. But he's just covered in blue paint.
Yes.
With a bald cap.
Yes.
Or maybe he's bald, who knows. Maybe quarantine is really getting to him. What? This is even worse. This makes this post worse.
No, like, it... Because the only caption on this is, self-isolation made me do it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So,
What is
just...
happening?
Honest to God, Cody, I have no idea.
What?
But Jamie Dornan, the father, is going through it right now. The only thing I can think of with that photo of him covered in that blue paint stuff is it reminds me of that bird covered in chocolate.
Oh my god.
It just gives me those vibes, like very dejected, very like, oh, I fucked up kind of feelings.
Yeah.
So
You can feel the regret, like,
you can.
through the photo.
You can. It's a very odd expression there. Can you take us to our last segment here of the film corner?
Pew, 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 pew. Welcome to Film Corner.
Pew, pew, pew.
Woo. We got some hot releases coming up in the pipeline.
Thank goodness.
First, yeah, because y'all got to stream stuff, you know? We're looking for things to watch right about now.
It's true.
And if you want more K-Stew content,
Always.
Seaberg is coming to Prime Video in May.
Bless.
Now, this film in particular, as we've noted, has not been received quite well.
Yeah, well,
For, maybe, a lot of obvious reasons. But we will watch it, for sure.
well, yeah. I am gonna watch it. I'm
gonna
just glad
watch
that I don't
it.
have to go to a theater.
Yeah.
To watch
right.
it.
It's fine. And we'll do our duty, and we'll do an episode, and it'll be great.
Yes, I
And
agree.
then maybe we'll just see more of Case 2 anyway. So that's great. We'll see that, you know?
And it might be the only other movie from Case 2 that we get this year. So
real.
I'm gonna try and appreciate it for what it's worth.
Right. It's blonde pixie cut Case 2, so that's fun.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
That's fun.
I will take that for what
Yeah.
it is.
And also, last in the movie corner, if y'all want to watch The Lighthouse, which you should, or if you want to rewatch it.
Either
It's
one is
here.
good.
And also, it's available to rent as of this moment. And I don't know for how long, but it'll be available to rent on Prime Video for 99 cents.
Which is a good bargain, if I
That's
do say so
that's a steal
myself.
of a deal.
Yeah.
Like, fuck Amazon, but also, if you got $1,
Yeah, I don't hate that.
you know,
Especially for a movie that came out quite recently.
right.
Yeah, I do love that.
Yeah, so, as a treat,
As a treat.
you can have Willem Dafoe coming to a spectral orb. As a treat. As a treat.
Just turn your brightness up for that boy.
Yeah, it's a dark movie, for sure.
It is. In so many ways.
It's true. It's true. But also quite literally.
Just quite literally.
Yeah.
Also, can I say, since I saw you last, Chris and I did a Keanu Reeves weekend.
Ooh, congratulations.
Thank you. It was a much needed weekend, I will say.
Yeah.
And we started off with The Matrix, which I had on the TV when I was much younger, but had not quite watched.
Yeah.
And all of you film bros out there fucking love this movie
Yeah.
and shit on Twilight when that movie is green as the goddamn sea. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a great movie, for sure.
I was watching that and I was like, I'm sorry. Where do you think Catherine Hardwicke was got her inspiration from?
Oh my god. What I would kill for a Catherine Hardwicke Wachowski sisters crossover movie.
Oh my god.
Could you fucking imagine?
I would that would be the last thing I saw before literally explode. That would be the last thing I consumed on this earth.
Yeah, and rightly so.
Yeah, I don't talk. We can't talk about it anymore.
Yes.
We received a NaNoWriMo choose your house prompt from one of our patrons, Cassandra. And so NaNoWriMo, I think today, if I'm not mistaken, posted one of these fucking choose your house things that's going around right now.
Yeah.
And it's a fictional book character house thing. So, I think this was sent to us specifically because of the fact that it has Twilight characters in it.
Yes.
Which automatically makes it our kind of content. But I was curious if you had a house in here that would be your house of choice.
There's a lot of interesting characters in here.
Yeah, I agree.
It's none of these are particularly great, because I think a lot of the baddies outweigh the goods in a lot of these.
There's a lot of variety, but I wouldn't say that it's good variety.
No, it's very strange and a lot of oddball choices. I think the only one that seems most useful or tolerable is 4.
That's the one that I was gonna choose. Yeah.
It has Katniss Everdeen, Jacob, which fine.
Literally my faves.
Cinder, yeah, whatever. Cinder, which I don't remember. Nancy Drew, helpful, very cool, very sick, and Bellatrix Lestrange, homie.
All of these folks, the way that I approach this, which just might be my PTSD, is I was who can get me out of a fucked up situation?
Right. We're trying to think of strategy here, right?
Exactly. I didn't think of it as a quarantine house situation. I definitely thought of it as a Hunger Games house. And I saw these folks and I was yeah, we could fuck up some things.
This is a useful team.
It
regardless
is. It's a
of
very
how
useful team.
of how cool or great they are. Fucking one of these houses has Holden Caulfield. How the fuck is he gonna help you do anything?
Nothing.
He's
Nothing.
gonna sit in a corner and be like, y'all are a bunch of fucking posers. Fuck you. And I'm like, God, you're not. We're fucking fighting a demon or some shit. Can you fucking chillax?
Yeah, especially him with, like, Gandalf and Miles. Like, what the fuck?
Wild.
And also disrespectful. Like, Holden Caulfield and Joe Goldberg would have the same amount of use in that. Both of them would be sitting in the corner masturbating into their hat. Like,
it's true.
That makes me so upset.
I do like this universe of House 5, in which we have Hal from Howl's Moving Castle, Bella Swan, Loki, and Miss Trunchbull from fucking Matilda. It's like, why? What?
What kind of dinner party would that even...
Oh, that's the Last Supper. Right
That...
there.
That is like... Those are like the... oh my god, what are those? Those are like the elders that judge you when you die.
Oh my god, yes. Absolutely. It's like, you go to the court and they're like, all right, here, we're gonna like...
Oh my god.
Assess your performance in life.
Ugh.
God, Jesus.
House number 2 makes me feel the same way that, like, house number 3 is. Like, why the fuck is Jay Gatsby in the same house as Black Panther?
Yeah.
I
It's like,
can't.
at least, like, if we're gonna do, like, fictional characters, we gotta, like, draw some lines somewhere. Like, we gotta do, like fantasy, magical, realism, whatever, in one category. Fucking Holden Caulfield and Jay Gatsby, what are they gonna do?
No.
What are they gonna do?
I don't understand. I don't get it.
Just, like, have a lot of complex thoughts that you don't want to deal with? Like, what? That's not helpful.
Yeah. It just makes me... It just frustrates me. And...
It's like, can you go be a metaphor somewhere else, please? Like, we're...
Oh my god! I could say that to every man I've ever encountered in my whole life.
Yeah, it's, yeah. Now that I've said it, I think I'm gonna get a lot of use case out of that.
That, oh, God, that's literally, that resonates with me, and thank you. All right, I'm gonna scroll away from this NaNoWriMo thing, because it's starting to piss me off.
It's cursed.
All right, let's get into some other cursed content.
Hell yeah.
So, previously on Hidden Bodies, we learned about Delilah's curse.
Oh, yeah. Boy, did we.
And we also learned about Joseph's pink apartment.
Yes.
Which...
Brit, R.I.P. Pour one out. She's not dead. I just miss thinking about her.
I just miss her a lot.
Yeah.
And it also doesn't help. So I think from the last time that I saw you two, we in our household watched High School Musical too, because my boyfriend thinks he's so like up in cinema's asshole, but hasn't seen the High School Musical series, and so I had to culture him.
Yeah, of course.
And after seeing all of, like, after reading about Brit, and then watching Sharpay, like, live her truth in High School Musical too, I was like, wow, like, I understand Brit's experience.
Yeah,
I understand
for sure.
her a lot more. So, pink furniture and Delilah's cursed tattoo. The other thing that we learned about last week too was about the smiley face, and that it was coming. But I thought that we had a little bit more time, folks.
A little bit of breathing room, perhaps.
And we didn't.
No.
No, it was
Came
like...
Fast and Furious.
we turned the fucking page and it was just like there.
Yeah.
So, also, again, just a plug for our Patreon. I feel like I'm doing pretty good with these photos in our show notes.
Yeah,
and so
get on it.
Get on it, you know what I mean? All right, so chapter 9. Joseph still has not found Amy. He's still seeking Amy. And I feel like this will be, like, I just wish, maybe that is what, like, Caroline went in with her initial draft of, like, the title is, like, if you seek Amy. And then her editor was like, you can't just stop it.
Yeah.
But maybe that's, like,
We're
what
gonna
she
get
titled.
sued.
Yeah, she probably just like titled her like fucking Google Doc that
Yeah.
or something just for her little.
It's like working if you see Gamey Draft.
Exactly. So, Joseph, he goes to what he says is his neighborhood grocery store, which in the book is called the Pantry.
Sure.
But we all know this is an aberrant.
The beautiful nightclub / bookstore / grocery store
/ Jamba Juice
/ Jamba Juice
/ yoga studio
Emporium Extraordinaire.
rug store, yoga studio, everything you could ever need.
For the Angelinos, you know.
Oh God, I can't believe that he says that so much in this book.
It's such bad like mouthfeel, but also like my eyes hurt looking at it.
I've always been a Northwesterner, but I've never said Angelinos. Like that just does not seem appropriate ever. No. So we learn a lot more about the description, which I can only imagine this is what like copy for copy is what they gave to like the set designers. Right. And it's buck wild to me to see it on paper and then having seen the television version of it.
Yeah. It's pretty true to form.
It is. It's like they did a really good job of it.
Yeah.
I'm just astounded by all of their repurposing of the all the labels of things, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like they can't just say books over here. They have to say before they were movies.
These little labels are the bane of my existence.
Yes.
And they're also the bane of Joe's existence. So
yes, he also hates them. And I understand that. And he's also, like, astounded by the music in this grocery store, which, to be fair, I understand.
It's pretty buck wild.
In his defense, I don't usually notice what's playing in my local grocer. Yeah. And so the fact that he's like, there is so much happening, and he's like, I have to Shazam it because I need a record of all of this.
Honestly, it's the most I've ever respected Joe in my entire fucking life.
Oh my God.
Just like to have like a living document of his wild Los Angeles adventure and Shazamming every song. It's like Donna Hathaway and DMX and fucking Fatboy Slim, and it's like, what is going on? I get it. I love it. I'm here.
Jesus Christ. It's so much.
Yeah. But yeah, they have signs. There's like, oh, the organic produce is because me, but the regular produce is because rent. Ugh. Get it? Because you're poor.
I mean, same, but like, shut up, Anavrin.
Right. I don't need you to tell me that. I'm already thinking this.
Yeah, and their flower section is, I'm sorry / I love you. And Joe has his, like, fucking bean broken when he realizes that they, like, spray paint the flowers.
It's like, are you telling me God didn't birth these flowers?
Yeah, it's fucking wild. So we get more introduction on, like, Henderson. So Delilah's like, come to this party. Sounds great. But she texts him, like, 7 times to get this information across, including one of them, which I don't know why this was necessary, that Caroline needed to keep it in. But she was like, have fun.
Autocorrect, am I right? What's up with that? What the duck, you know?
Stop!
It's just how it makes me feel.
What I would give to see Joseph's phone and it just says, don't duck Delilah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, he's trying to, like, furiously change his phone to say, like, don't fuck Delilah instead. He's in the frozen meal section. He lifts his head up And who does he see but Adam Scott?
Our boy.
So
Our fucking dude.
So in this universe, folks, if you're trying to keep track on your bingo board, Sean Penn, real.
Yes.
Kevin Hart, and Adam Scott.
Yep. The four horsemen of the apocalypse.
The honest to God. Yep. Those are the four men you see when you die. Yeah. Here's the thing that really fucked me up, because I never thought that Caroline Kepnes would teach me anything. I didn't realize that Adam Scott was in Step Brothers until this.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've never seen Step Brothers.
Oh, well. I can't believe you've been with your boyfriend this long and have not seen Step Brothers. I feel like that's something he would make you watch.
I made the mistake of saying that to him like 30 minutes before this recording, and he was like, oh, well, I guess that I know what we're doing tonight. And I was like, well, I guess this recording will never stop. So, anyways, so fucking Joseph is like, oh, well, I've seen my first real sighting, because fuck Sean Penn, I guess.
Yeah, he's not a real celebrity like Adam Scott. Such a weird universe. These are the hot celebrities. Even at the time this was written. Even then. Like, I guess. Maybe.
Sure. Of course. And so, of course, he has to download Twitter and Instagram and confirm that that is actually Adam Scott.
Yeah.
By checking the indirect mentions of Adam Scott. So we get to see Caroline's fake tweets again.
Oh, God. So many hashtags.
So many hashtags.
They're so bad.
One of my personal favorites was hashtag need affair and hashtag pantry. Just because I'd love to know what's going on in the pantry tag.
Yeah, what are they tweeting up in there?
And also the hashtag I haven't booked anything in 4 months.
It's pretty good. I think indirecting celebrities on Twitter is a wild thing to do in general, especially if you're talking about seeing them in person. But hashtagging their name is even more buck wild.
Yeah, because then you're just like...
It's just saw hashtag Adam Scott, so I get all the Adam Scott fans to know that I saw Adam Scott in person. What?
Yeah.
Weird.
Please don't. Joshua Jackson's also real in this, which is great.
Canon
also real. But the main reason apparently that Joseph wanted to go to this neighborhood grocery store of Anavrin was to try and find Amy. Yeah. And he does that by attempting to talk to this grocery store clerk slash tag. What just
are you good?
I don't think so. Slash flirting with this grocery store clerk.
Such a weird interaction. All of Joe's interactions with people are incredibly inorganic, but this one especially is out of left fucking field.
It's terrifying. He downloads dude bro mode to himself, and that he calls quote going native, which I hated.
Bad.
Very bad. Joseph,
yeah.
Please stop.
Mm-mm.
And is trying to tell this fake story about Amy to get some more insight, and apparently she's actually been there. Unsurprisingly, she was there with another person, drunk, eating blueberries because she's can't stop.
That's her one thing. She loves blueberries and crime.
She's got a really bad MO. She's like a fucking cartoon criminal.
Absolutely.
She just leaves these blueberry stains everywhere.
She goes around stealing blueberries in different forms from different businesses, and that's her calling card. What?
Yeah. What a weird thing. But this clerk is like, oh yeah, dude, I have to text you when I see this girl again. And Joseph's like, really, dude, it's fine. Like, I'll be here to pick up Rice Krispies again in like a couple of days. But he insists.
Yeah.
Super weird, but sure. Lots more improv stuff, which I hated.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we're going to get a lot more. So buckle up.
It led to nothing, which it did not feel necessary.
Right.
To me.
Because, like, Amy, he finds out that Amy is not in improv anymore. And he's like, well,
No.
there goes my one lead I had.
No.
The one thing tying me to Amy, Adam Singular.
Yes.
There she goes.
So he just has to resort to going to all the local bars and figuring out from there. And it helps because he goes to this nearby, like, cafe bar place, and it's her fucking surveillance shot on the outside of the window under something called a window of shame. So he just goes on in and is like,
all right.
You have my attention.
Real Nancy Drew shit over here. He's cracking the case.
And is like, hello, can I have whatever you like to make? And the woman is like, fantastic. I love to make pineapple drinks.
It's like, I hope you love pineapples. And he's in his brain is like, I fucking hate pineapples, but I will ride on this to get the info I need. I hope, like, I don't even think she loves pineapples or pineapple drinks. I think she's just like, we have so many pineapples that are about to go old, and I gotta get rid of them or be a waste.
Fucking Amy Adams Singular had been there. Deanna, who was the bartender, also gives Joseph a free shot of tequila because they find out that Joseph has been there all of, like, one day.
Like, so long. He's, like, staking it out. It's like, I don't have to go home. I can just fucking vibe here.
Yep.
I'm gonna drink fucking pineapples up my asshole, goddammit. I'm gonna see Amy Adams.
Yes. He stays there so long, hoping that Amy Adam will come. She doesn't. He also buys some drugs when he comes back to his apartment.
Sure.
Which he mentions later on. He, like, justifies as he's starting to, like, stockpile in an attempt to drug Amy.
Yeah.
But I honestly just think that he wanted some Xanax, so whatever.
Yeah, it seems like he needed something.
Yeah. So chapter 10 starts. And we get a little bit of a time skip. That it hasn't just been a day or two for Joseph at this point. It's been a month now. And Joseph's feeling a little disappointed. Because he feels like he's tried everything and he can't find Amy anymore. He tried Craigslist. He tried a database. He tried Pilates, folks.
Ooh.
And he even tried hiking, for goodness sake.
Whoa.
And he's found nothing. So, after all this time, after talking with everyone, after we learn a lot about his new coworker, Calvin.
Yeah.
I guess it's technically like his boss, Calvin, but he doesn't really act like a boss. We get a lot of backstory about Calvin in this chapter, who I personally find quite boring, personally.
Yeah. I'm like, we're spending so much time on this guy that it's just very standard.
He's not an Ethan.
No. There's no joy here. There's no fun. There's no flavor.
Nope. He's just a guy who takes a lot of drugs and wants to be a writer like everyone in LA.
Yeah.
And is quite boring. But he does finally encourage Joseph to get on Tinder. And this is where things get quite wild. Because Joseph stays up for 2 days straight after he downloads Tinder.
Right.
which is listen, I know there's a lot of people in LA, but you would have to open your radius quite high, I think, to last for 2 days straight, I would imagine.
Yeah, maybe.
So that sounds quite boring to me personally.
Yeah.
Especially because I've seen what Tinder has had to offer before, and it is nothing. So
that is correct. Yeah.
It's just a lot of bots. Maybe that's what he was doing. Maybe he just got very sucked into the bots.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, this woman says she's gonna fucking make me come so hard if I just give her $20,000.
And like, really, that's a good deal, honestly.
Yeah, I haven't had a BJ in like a long time, so I think I might do it, actually.
And honestly, Mr. Mooney did say to get my dick sucked, so like...
Listen, that's not a joke. If you're listening at home and you aren't reading this, that's not a joke. Joe literally, in a time of crisis, because he has no more leads for Amy, and it's just like, fuck, I have nothing, I'm stuck in this goddamn city, and I've been here for like a month, and this sucks. And I really have nothing to show for the work I've been doing, which is nothing. So in a moment of crisis, calls up Mr. Mooney, is like, hey dude, what the fuck do I do? And says, you just gotta get your dick sucked.
That's all you gotta do.
This is, from what we understand and what we have analyzed, his only real father figure.
Yep.
It's like, son,
that's his dad.
You just gotta get out. You're in the big city. You're in Los Angeles. You're out here. Get your dick sucked. You're out here. Go get your dick sucked.
And that's exactly what he does.
It is.
It's just at a cost. So he meets this woman on Tinder. They go out to eat. They go out to a bar, I guess. She looks great on Tinder. She doesn't look the same in person. Hi, welcome to Tinder. And while he is there, he meets what I can only imagine is love. But she is not referred to as love. She is referred to as the cotton candy girl. And the way that he describes her reminds me why I hate Joseph so much.
It's good to be back, you know?
It is. Yeah, it's a good reminder of, like, Joseph was doing some things that were kind of, like, a little bit relatable after, like, the whole Shazam thing, and I'm like,
we gave him a little bit of slack, for sure.
Yeah. And
it's good
I
to
don't
be
like
brought
that.
down to our roots.
Right. But of course, he doesn't go home with her. He goes home with his Tinder date. His Tinder date, of course, lives in a guest house by a pool. Very small place. Lots of Madonna pictures. It'd be like that sometimes.
Just your regular apartment.
Yep, exactly. And he makes the mistake of sleeping with her and falling asleep there. And when he wakes up to 3 texts from his boss that say that Amy Adam has shown up with his book. She's being weird about the money and she wants cash. And that they, instead of buying it off from Joseph, just was in a rush. They got it worked out and it's all good. So he does not get to see her. And so Joseph is like, as soon as he sees this, a little bit sleepy, tries to get his lift, is all like fucked up, and ends this chapter being like, sometimes what you do for one night destroys your future.
This dramatic ass bitch.
He's so annoying.
It's literally so annoying.
I hate him.
Can you get a life, please? Jesus.
God, he's so annoying. So anyways, next week, we have chapters 11 and 12, where hopefully we get to meet love and things can go back to the TV show, hopefully.
Maybe.
But we'll see. We have quite a few patrons to thank this week.
Hello.
And I have a proposition for you.
Yes.
I thought this week we could share with them what they would be off of Jamie Dornan's list.
Oh my god. I love it.
Okay, great. Folks, we've got Jamie Dornan's list here.
Yeah.
All these things that he will appreciate more when this is all over. And we are going to start off with the one, the only, Rebecca Cullen.
Pew, 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 pew.
And Rebecca, you are going to be Huggy My Friends.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yep, an underrated one.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out Elizabeth Swan.
Pew, pew, pew.
Who's gonna be a good wine list.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
All right, shout out to Amy Taylor,
Pew, 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 pew.
who's gonna be Wind.
Reliable, beautiful, fantastic, love it.
Powerful,
Yeah, very
life-changing,
powerful.
never the same.
Show stopping. Shout out Mulch Gray.
Mulch Gray.
Mulch! Who's gonna be... Oh, these are all so good. Who's gonna be, in fact, all people.
You know, all people.
All people. Just people.
You know,
Yeah.
Mulch, you're included in that.
Yeah.
All people.
Jamie Jordan's gonna appreciate you more once this is all over.
Once this is all over, not now, Mulch, but when it's all over. All right, shout out to Kelly Beck,
Pew, 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 pew.
who's gonna be the cinema.
Yeah, it's good.
The cinema.
Yeah, classic. Shout out to Taylor Brown Town Lautner,
Pew, pew, pew.
who's gonna be
Who's gonna be?
who's gonna be the ocean.
Wow.
Yeah, with the space before the period.
Yeah, that one really needed a breath before it ended, you know?
It's like I really gotta simmer on this one. Really gotta think about this one.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Aaron Salinger,
Woo, woo,
who's
woo.
gonna be Snow
Yeah.
in April.
I'm really gonna miss Snow.
I am gonna miss. I mean, I'm not, but
No.
I'm.
Sure. Jamie, whatever. Live your life. Shout out Sophia Salinger,
Pew, pew, pew.
who's gonna be Guinness on draft.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't feel that, Jamie, but I understand
No.
the sentiment.
I'm definitely not a Guinness person.
I was just trying to think if there's if there was something on tap. Honestly, I'm surprised that he doesn't have a draft at home.
Yeah.
Jamie Jordan feels like the kind of person who would have that
I mean, I'm
in
sure
his home.
he does have a very fancy just bar situation, but it's not the same as going to your
That's fair.
your spot, you know.
That's fair.
He's
there
just like
anything
doing a soda stream like it is.
Yes.
Man, it doesn't hit the same.
Is there anything that you will appreciate more when this is all over?
From this list,
Or on your own?
in general, man, I miss trains for real.
Man,
For fucking real, I miss trains.
damn. I was thinking about it this week, and I really miss chips and salsa from Mexican restaurants.
Oh yeah,
Just
Oh
like
my
them
God.
warm chips.
yeah, and the cool
Fuck,
bowls
dude.
that they're always in.
Fuck, dude.
Oh man, give me a fucking mortar and pestle up in here. I just want. Oh.
Mortal and pestle me, honestly. Just
Oh my god.
Sometimes you just...
I think you've said a lot of things in this podcast. I think that somehow is the kinkiest thing you've said on this podcast.
Sometimes you just want to be squished a little, you know?
My God.
I didn't even mean it in a sexual way,
I just
but I
want to be a
understand.
slime video, you know?
Sometimes. Okay. Okay, I have a fan fiction for you this week.
Yeah.
I understand for some people that they might be like, you know what? You said you weren't going to talk about the Newtons, and then you brought the Newtons. Now, I hear you, but I'm ignoring you.
Yes.
So, the fanfiction I'm bringing to you today is titled Quarantine Edition.
They're so fast over at fanfiction, huh?
And this is by A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words. And this was published on March 30th in the year of our Lord 2020.
Oh, boy.
The summary of this is like, this is posted as a collective, I guess. This is like a collective space. So I guess all of these entries are from a whole bunch of different anonymous creators that they post on there. But this is referring to the quarantine from the Spanish influenza of 1918. So not this one. So eat my entire ass.
Not related.
So this is from entry number 2, titled The White Scarf. And I'm going to read a little bit of it, specifically from the last part of this chapter, which starts from the date of October 17th, 1918. Carlisle knocked on the door to Edward's apartment, but there was no answer. It wasn't unusual for him to sleep through the first knock, so Carlisle knocked again. When there was still no response, Carlisle used his key to enter. The living room was empty. Carlisle looked to the bathroom as he closed the door behind him, and the door was partially open, as was the bedroom door. Carlisle approached the bedroom door slowly, afraid of what he'd find. He'd been hopeful that Edward's caution and fastidious habits had kept him healthy. If he was sleeping in their shared bedroom, he might have 2 patients. What he didn't expect to see was Isabella sitting up in bed, more alert than she'd been in the last 12 days. Don't wake him. This is some of the best sleep he's had since I fell ill. How are you feeling? I feel like I've turned a corner. Carlisle took her temperature and was pleased to see that her fever had broken. I believe you are right. Did Edward sleep in here all night? Yes, but even sleeping, he wore that mask. That mask is what kept him healthy. He knows my instructions for proper cleaning of this room, but I think it is time to remove the white scarf from your door. End scene.
Wow.
Yeah. It doesn't have to all be bad.
Yeah, you're right.
There's more to this whole little series here, and I guess it is all from different writers. But if you want some Twilight stuff that's quarantine-esque, but not like from this time period, there's some stuff around that can fulfill those needs for you.
Yeah.
So
Look at that.
it is there. Yeah. But I'm not going to look into it because I'm just going to dive into Animal Crossing and pretend like it's not happening.
So we all have our coping mechanisms, okay?
Listen.
Don't judge.
Yep.
Don't judge.
No, this is not a judging space. The only people that we judge are Joe Goldberg and Christian Grey.
Love it.
And Jacob Black, honestly. So,
Yeah.
Listen, this is a study in toxic masculinity. That's all we do here.
Ew.
Well, as we say, should we change it to Los Angeles at some point?
Yeah, let's do it. Why not now?
Listen, fuck it. All right.
Fuck it.
Well,
We make the
as we
rules.
say in Los Angeles,
Get bit.
and get whipped
Ew.
or mortal and pestled. Honestly,
Yeah, whatever. Pick your poison.
I want poison.
Oh my god.
This is an Earbud Media production. You can find us on Twitter at Earbud Media and listen to the rest of our shows. You can find this show on Twitter at Into the Twilight, as well as intothetwilight.show. You can send us an email at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com. You can also become a sponsor of the show or buy some merch at intothetwilight.bigcartel.com. Our art is done by Maddie Padilla, who you can find at YourGhostHost44 on Instagram, and our music is done by Eli Krause, you can find at Eli Sauerkraus and KrausFilms.com. The intro and outro is by KB Smith, who you can find at KB__Smith on Twitter. You can find Allie on Twitter at Into Wild Places, and you can find me at Dyke Discourse.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.